Welcome to Beauty in Stories. This is a space where short, meaningful tales invite us to explore life's deep lessons and the beauty of emotions. Each story becomes a journey to listen, reflect, and rediscover values that are often overlooked in the busyness of life. Join us as we uncover inspiration, joy, and connection in these stories every day. And now, let's dive into today's story, Living and Dying. One day, a businessman from India, while traveling to Africa, caught a colorful and beautiful parrot. It had bright, vibrant feathers and eyes that sparkled like jewels. With a sweet, melodious voice, enchanted by the bird, the businessman brought it back to India. And from then on, the parrot became his special companion. Upon arriving home, the businessman placed the parrot in a golden cage, providing it with everything it needed. He made sure to feed it well, give it fresh water, and take care of it in every way. Every day, he not only fed it but also played soothing music for it and often chatted with the parrot about all kinds of things. Over time, the parrot became very close to him, not just as a pet but as a dear friend. It no longer simply sang, it responded to him, understanding his words and even seeming to communicate its feelings. The days passed, and the parrot's life in the cage was one of comfort and happiness. 2 years later, the businessman had to return to Africa for his work. Before leaving, he asked the parrot,
"Do you have any message you'd like me to send to your friends in the jungle?"
The parrot thought for a moment and then replied happily,
"Please send my love to my friends. I am living in a golden cage, surrounded by everything I could wish for, and I am truly happy."
Upon arriving in Africa, the businessman found the parrots in the jungle and delivered the message. As soon as he finished speaking, one of the parrots began to cry, its eyes filling with tears. It fell to the ground and died right there. The businessman was stunned, thinking that this parrot must have been very close to his pet parrot back home. Returning to India, the businessman recounted the events in the jungle to his parrot. As soon as he finished the story, his pet parrot, too, shed tears and collapsed, dying in front of him. The businessman was horrified and deeply confused by what had just happened. He assumed that his parrot had died out of sorrow upon hearing about the death of its dear friend in the jungle. He opened the cage, threw the dead parrot into the trash, and went inside the house. But just as he turned to leave, the parrot suddenly flapped its wings and flew to a nearby tree. Surprised, the businessman asked,
"So you're not dead? Why did you do that?"
The parrot responded calmly,
"Because my friend in Africa sent me a very important message."
The businessman, still in shock, asked,
"What message?"
The parrot answered,
"My friend told me that if I want to escape this prison of a cage, I have to die while still living."
Reflection. This story isn't just about a parrot and its quest for freedom, it carries a deeper lesson for all of us. In life, if you want to break free from the worries and troubles of this world, you must learn to die while still living. This doesn't mean you must abandon everything and run away from life, rather, it means letting go of things that are not truly important, things that bind you and prevent you from living a life that is free and peaceful. If you no longer have any passion for life, if you feel apathetic and disconnected, that is a form of death, even though your body is still alive. If you live without purpose, simply following routine or the expectations of others, then you are already dead while still living. But if you live a simple life, free from the chains of desire, from the pursuit of fame, wealth, and fleeting pleasures. Then you are truly dying while still living. At that point, you can live in peace and contentment, regardless of outward circumstances. To reach this state, we must always be aware of our thoughts and emotions. Once you achieve this awareness, you don't need to renounce life, retreat from the world, or meditate in isolation to find peace. You can find tranquility in your everyday life, right in the midst of all the challenges and struggles around you. Thank you for joining Beauty in Stories for today's tale. I hope these moments have brought you meaningful insights and inspiration. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any upcoming stories. See you in the next one.
Goodbye!